Okay, I'm going to go through these shots. The first shot here, I shoot this ball with a lot of low left. I'm probably a full tip left and a full tip low, and really stroke through the ball. I'm not really shooting hard, it's just like a medium firm speed, but a really good follow through. I push the cue straight through this ball to get the action that I need. So a lot of low left does this shot. And then from this shot here, I just hit it with a little bit of top right, just to keep the line straight across the table. I do the same shot here. I apply a little outside, just a little bit of left spin, so the cue ball comes more straight off the rail instead of toward the right. Now this shot here is a little more tricky. I want to pause it. On this shot here, I shoot like a drag draw shot, which is a lot of low and left spin. And if you could, maybe we can watch the cue ball and see, it should, by the time it gets right to the 4, the draw ends and it just has a little bit of left spin on it. Let's see if we can see it do that. Let me stop it right before it hits this ball and just go forward through the stroke. Let's see. Okay. Maybe we can zoom it in. Let's see what this cue ball does right before it hits the 4. You can see when it hit the rail, it didn't have any draw on it anymore. So I hit just enough draw on the ball to make it so I could shoot it firm as far as I shot it. But I didn't want to draw the ball back. But also couldn't float it and let the cue ball roll forward. It's called a drag draw shot. It takes a little practice to get it down right, but and then here I left myself the perfect angle on this 5 ball. And all I do here is straight left, about a half a tip of left hand English, and kind of pop the hard a little bit firm. But I checked to make sure, when I checked right here with the cue, I'm really not trying to see where I want to put the cue ball. I'm looking at the maximum amount of area that I can go over before I get hooked behind the 9. So as long as I can bring the cue ball toward the middle of the table and not cross where I've got my cue right there, then I'm going to be fine. I landed exactly on that line, I believe, which, looked pretty cool, but I was really just trying to get about back where my hand is. I hit this with a little draw maybe, but mainly just some left spin. I didn't want to draw it into the 10 ball over there. But all of these shots are about the same stroke, speed-wise, and I'm just using using outside spin. Now here, I made a mistake. I wanted to come straight across more in this area so I could shoot another rail shot on the 7. But instead, the spin I put on the cue ball, the draw portion of it, died before it got to the ball. So it rolled forward into the ball a little more than I wanted, and then I ended up rolling down in this area. So then I just put some inside spin, about a half a tip, just going about half the width of my tip, right of center cue ball. If I can draw this, I'm not sure if I can even, I don't think I can draw a circle with this little thing. Yes, I can. So I want to draw this on here. When I say that I went half a tip, I mean if this is the center line of the cue ball is like here, I actually, see if I can do this. I haven't used this program in a long time, but I'm just going to use the yellow line, and I'll make it white. But by half a tip, I mean like right in that area. You know, if my whole tip is just, if I could actually, my tip itself, I can't move that, but the left-hand side of my tip would be right at the center of the cue ball. So it's about, I'm calling that a half a tip, but some people call that a full tip, but I'm only moving from center cue ball over to the right for some right spin about half the width of my tip. So now the center of my cue is actually about a half a tip width from center cue ball. And I hit this above center about the same way. So I've got a little bit of right spin and a little bit above center. So I get the action coming off the rail like this. That right spin took right there. The top carried me to the rail. And then here I do the same thing. I just shoot this ball with a little bit of right-hand spin and a little bit of draw. It's about a half tip right, half tip draw. I came up a little weak. I'd have rather come over a little bit more because now this shot, I shoot it with low right again, just to bring the cue ball back to the other rail. That's what I like about this drill is all the opportunity to put low and left. And almost overcut that ball with the right hand English. I should have hit that 9 just a little thicker because I almost overcut it. And here I just shoot a straight stop shot. Center ball, a little bit below center, and stop the cue ball. That's basically all of the shots.